Hey y'all, Rick Fearless, Strokers Dallas, Strokers Ice House, Punch Wally Garage. Good morning. How you doing? Are you all right? Today is Wednesday, March 13th, 2024, year of our Lord. This is season number 2, episode number 73. In today's show, we will cover the Great Depression, bears, and Old Smokey. Let's go. In my life, the 366 Project, coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas. Today, the Mr. Peabody Wayback Machine goes back to 1929. In 1929, the stock market crashed and the Great Depression began. So I know that here's the interesting part, we're so far removed, we're almost 100 years from that. But that was so devastating, and the part that hits home about the Great Depression is our grandparents lived through it. My grandpa was born in 1909, so he was 20 years old when the Depression started. He was a farmer. But the Great Depression ran from like 29 to 41, and what got the world of the United States out of the Great Depression was World War II. Did you know the stock market lost 90% of its value between 1929 and 1933? 11,000 banks failed. 300,000 companies went out of business. 300,000 companies went out of business. The average family income dropped by over 40%. And over $1 billion, that's in 1929 money, over $1 billion in bank deposits were lost. You know, we've all seen the pictures, or I hope you've seen them, of people waiting in line. They call them the soup line. And they took people that needed help, and they served them soup. They served them bread. You know, what was it? There's one famous picture, and it's a guy wearing one of those sandwich board signs, and he said, I fought in 2 wars, 3 continents. I got 1 wife, and I just want 1 job. Who's hiring? Something like that. But it just goes to show how tough that generation was. I mean, they call that generation the greatest generation, and I believe it. I can't imagine living through that. I can't imagine that your average family income drops by 40%, so it's almost cut in half. I can't imagine 300,000 companies going out of business. But I don't know what got me thinking about that. I forget the date when the Depression started, when the stock market crashed. I'm going to say it was October 29th, 1929. What do they call that? Black Friday or something. Our grandparents lived through it. Makes what we're living through seem pretty simple, doesn't it? Let's check the chuck. Speaking of simple. Woo. Hey, what do you got there? What do you call this? Baba Ganoush. Baba Ganoush. Yeah, well, what does that have to do with these shoes? Not a dang thing. Okay, so you've got some checkerboard action going on here. Some black and gray. Now, I've got several of these shoes. This one has the black strap on the back. Black and white logo. I like that logo. White toe, white sole, double black racing stripes, 2 vent holes, white shoestrings, one eye down, double knotted for safety. These shoes feel really good. I enjoy wearing them. They have a good feel to it. This is not a canvas. This is more like a nylon base, high top. These are, say it with me, y'all, these are some handsome Chucks. Okay, where you going in the office today, Rick? Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Where she stops and nobody knows. Nobody knows where we're going to stop. I know. I know. We're going to stop right there. That's the greatest man I ever knew right there, boys and girls. That is my grandpa, Dick Fairless. So that is a man that I told you was born in 1909, and he lived through the Great Depression. That's he and I in 1957. So what would he have been there? 48 years old. He was one tough dude. So see the way he's dressed? He was a farmer, y'all. He's going to church. And they dressed up to go to church back then. And see how I'm so handsome and dressed up? I was going to church too. Greatest man I ever knew right there. I love you, Grandpa. Okay, here's some stuff for another day. All this stuff for another day. How about that picture? That's another day. How about that picture, and that beautiful girl? Another day, another day. Another day. Okay, we're our dad joke. You got to think about this one. Hey, get my mom there. Okay. What would bears be without bees? What would bears be without bees? They would be ears. Think about it. Let me know if you get it or not. So there's a Facebook site called Remembering Sharon Ma, M.A. Fairless. Check that out. A lady started that years ago when Ma's Roadhouse went off the air, trying to get it back on. And when Ma died, she turned it into Remembering Sharon Ma Fairless. It hadn't had a lot of activity lately. I posted a little bit of stuff. Go check that out and post some memories there of my mother. Okay? Get off the couch, a motivational minute. No matter what you do, people will always talk about you. Some people will always question your judgment. Someone will always doubt you. So just smile and make the best decisions you can live with. In other words, don't worry about the doubters. Don't worry about them. People talk about you. I don't care. Just do your thing, man. Everybody else is took. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this. Who am I? I was one of the very first inductees into the Country Music Hall of Fame, 1961. The first song I ever learned to play was On Top of Old Smokey. I recorded 225 songs in 5 years. Do you know me? I am considered the grandfather, the godfather of country music, yet I died at 29 years old. I am Hank Williams. My two favorite recording people ever, Hank Williams and the Beatles. Completely different, yet so innovative. All right, Rick Fairless. I got to go talk about old Smokey. Okay, I love you. I love my grandpa. Got to go. Bye. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow.